How's everyone tonight, eh? Oh! Hey! Wow. So here we are, Friday, beer o'clock, all that sort of stuff. Let's go. All right. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Da da da, 'tis the season to be jolly. Now we don our gay apparel. Da 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 da. Oh Lord, yeah. Hey! My name's Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos Facechook Live. And did you know, it's all over the YouTubes and all that sort of stuff, that you can sing Deck the Halls to War Pigs by Sabbath. Tonight is the Christmas show. I'm going to take you through a few different Christmas things, all that stuff. And I hope everyone's, having a great time tonight. God knows we need it, all that stuff. And what happens is, let's just have some fun. Yeah, okay. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Now this bit here, Sabbath, because it is a drum show after all. Bill Ward. Oh, I love Bill Ward. And what you've got here is you hear this in the background. Okay. So what you've got is then you come in, deck the halls with boughs of holly. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Don we now our gay apparel. Stroll the ancient Yuletide carol. See the blazing Yule before us. Now, where am I? Follow me in merry measure. That bit. A little cue. Stroke of genius there. While I tell of Yuletide treasure. Oh, Lord, yeah. Now, I'll take you through that bit. 16th notes. 1 eana, 2 eana, 3 eana, 4 and 1. 1 eana, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's what that is there, you see. So you've got that kind of wonderful space. Sometimes what goes on is, when some dudes, write a song, they're strumming the guitar and they're going, whatever. But it's a wonderful thing if you leave a bit of space for the rest of the band. And when Tony Iommi sat down and wrote it, and he's looking at Geezer on the bass, hey, why don't we write some scary songs? That kind of thing. All that business, that story I love that story. But what it is Tony Iommi and the band just left space for everybody else, you see. So what happens is there's Bill Ward with these beautiful breaks. On the 50th anniversary of the Black Sabbath album, the first album, which was on the same day as Who Live at Leeds doing, recording that magnificent live concert. I did that in March. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Was it? No, it was Valentine's Day, I think. Anyway, it's going to be on. I'm putting that on as a special repeat over Christmas. Because Channel 31 said, send us your shows, we're going on holiday, we'll be back. And so we had to deliver a couple of shows, and I delivered those 2 shows where I talk about Black Sabbath and Who Live at Leeds. And I did The Wizard on that one. There, beautiful space. So you've got that kind of 1 eana, 2 eana, 3 eana, 4 and 1, 2. 4 and 1. Politicians hide themselves away. There you go. But it's Christmas. I'm not going to crap on about politicians and all that. That is Deck the Hall with War Pigs. It's all over the YouTubes. It's a wonderful little hit there. Gorgeous. Now, what goes on is I'm going to take you through a few tunes because once upon a time, you know, we musicians used to get a bit busy over Christmas. And who remembers busking for special occasions? Not only do you get that, you get the free steak knives as well. So I'm going to take you through a couple and tell you what they are, as corny as hell as they are and all that. But I have found an excuse to play brushes again, and I'll go to this fella here. Hello. And what you've got is chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost dripping at your nose, dripping. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, folks dressed up like Eskimos. Oh, Michael Bublé would love this. Now I'm going to take you through a brush pattern for this. It's a cut time to begin with. Chestnuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when I do a brush pattern, I'm going to go down to this one here because you can't see it from there, but it'll be up later on this weekend. I do this little number here. So I do crotchets, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Concentric circles, opposites, and I just get the sound of the C. There we go. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I put in the tar. 1, 2 to 3 with the left hand. 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 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 1. I did that last week, I think. There it is. So there's that for you. 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 1, 2 to 3 to 4 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 1. And there you go. There's a brush pattern for slow to medium tempos. By the time you get a bit quick, you've got to change gear to the cut time version. And you're doing sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pick spots. Is what you do. You pick spots on the drum. So if I'm going to pick a spot, I'll put it up here, I suppose. There we go. I'll pick that spot there, okay, for all that. And what we've got is a way of targeting our crotchet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 to 3, and you slide it in. Like that. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and with the brush, bring it back like that. That's a Christmas song. Oh boy, there you go. Now that's in cut time, and you sort of work that up. Away you go. Now for a cheesy waltz, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and you've got different kinds of waltzes. You get the basic. You can have a Palmer waltz, Palmer in a pot. It's actually a palm you would dance. Chim Chimney is a Palmer waltz. Chim Chimney, Chim Chimney. Okay, modern waltz. That's what this one is, this little chestnut. Oh, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We miss you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Butchered that. There's the jazz waltz. Now, to get that one going, what do you think of the tinsel being sort of like a natural cymbal tuner here? Gives it a bit of... There you go. So what happens is I'll do this for you. For a jazz waltz, you get right, left, both. Right, left, both. Right, left, both. And you have your waltz ostinato here. Right, left, right, left. These are a few of my favorite things. there you go, nice little waltz. I went into that one. I was supposed to be doing We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which is that one. Oh, there you go. And that's We Wish You a Merry Christmas. You've got to get to know these things, you see. The reason I'm sort of doing this is because it is this time of year. And what happened to me, I was at the good old workers' club in Altona, that kind of thing. And we used to do Crash Craddock and all that. We used to do regular work there for a group of people called Parents Without Partners. It's the one chance to get out, that kind of thing. And they'd have a dance card. They'd go off and do dancing lessons. So we were booked to, you have to play this, you have to play that. So I'm coming off as the jazz dude. Let's go. Oh yeah. I knew everything. Anyway. And what it was, these lovely ladies come, we can't dance to that, it's too fast. Your snare drum's not coming in on the right beat for our thing. And then that's where I realised the difference between a Palmer waltz and a modern waltz. They had different dances, you see, because a Palmer waltz is 1, 2, and 3, 1, da da da, boom, pa pa pa, pa 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 pa, boom. Don't get too frilly, Chris. And there you go. And then when you have the modern waltz, it's almost like a shuffled 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3. You're going to need to know these things. That's how you keep your gigs. And if you can get them. And boom tish. But what happens is that know the differences. And then you have a jazz waltz, which is based on a modern waltz. Try not to be too much like Elvin Jones with John Coltrane when you're playing My Favourite Things. The lovely ladies will spin off the dance floor. There you go, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And just watch out for that. Keep it straight. Straight down the line, I tells you. And there you go. And then what happens then is you want a nice little shuffle. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. I feel like a true dickhead doing it. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Da da da, da 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 da, da 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 da, ba da ba do bow, da 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 da, bow bow. Now that takes me back a beautiful 30 years ago. I was the drummer for the Dear City of Essendon Brass Band, and we'd be doing carols by candlelight probably tomorrow night at Queen's Park, if we get back in our hot tub time machine. And what would happen with that is we did Winter Wonderland. We did that quite a bit. And what would happen is that you get that da-da-boom. You get that unison and come back. That's where I learned that. And what would happen? A little bit of the molar technique. Bit of a whip, a vip, a vip, a vip. There you go, and that's what that is. So what you have is what really is called a jump rhythm. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, the vip on the vipping post. Again, Bob Zappa, Frank Zappa. It is Zappa Dan. I've got to do a couple of Zappa references here. So you've got that. Now, if you're doing the floor tom, what would happen with me? When you're in a brass band, the tubas are the bass, right? Now, what would happen, we weren't just a marching band, okay? Most of your brass bands double, perhaps as the concert band, all that sort of business, and you would do big band stuff. It was great. We used to do Glenn Miller medleys and all sorts of stuff. I learned a lot of stuff from that band, stuff that you don't really learn if you're in a little piano trio. It's a different thing. You learn plenty of stuff like that. But what happens with this is that you learn you push the beat a bit. And one of the really truest things that I read, dear Louis Belson in a Modern Drummer magazine used to say things like, when I'm playing with the big band, when the horn section comes in, I usually go to my swish, right? Got that beautiful lilt to it, right? Then come in there, that kind of stuff there when you're doing that kind of biz. And what would happen is that when you're dealing with a brass band and I've done it again, tubas, you've got to remember, you might start out fast a little bit, Now, you've got to think this big thing, like that. But after the third song, and my little thing used to be, it's a bit like trying to push an elephant uphill. So what would happen is that when you start to get things like trombones will go, a bit like a saxophone, something, that kind of thing. So what would happen is you want to be a bit pointed with your accents. There you go. You see, you get that kind of stuff. That kind of thing. Gets a bit tready. Splashes come in good because when you're playing toms. Remember I did that last week with when I was talking Black Page and all. What happens then is with Winter Wonderland, walking in Winter Wonderland. There you go. And when you're actually doing the jazz thing, I didn't finish that. Trumpets are quite pointed, but in brass bands you don't have trumpets. You have cornets, which is a little bit of a squashed trumpet there. And cornets, don't call them trumpets, mate. Get into a bit of strife. And when they're going bup, 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 the nature of the embouchure gives it a very tight sound. The nature of a trombone gives it sort of that kind of thing. Saxophone with a reed, va 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 kind of thing. So sometimes when you're doing that, you want to, get a bit of a pointed, accent there, sort of stuff. So it depends, and then you can get the press going. You need your presses for a brass band. Whoa! Shaughnessy, cod liver oil. Another Modern Drummer magazine little thing. The cod liver oil, it's a press into a double, into a single, double, press. Press, double, single, double. I don't know why he called it the cod liver oil. Maybe because it gave everyone the shits. I'm not sure because I can sure feel it in my wrists there. Anyway, there's Winter Wonderland and everything that comes with it. Dashing through the snow, round about the sleigh. over hills we go, laughing all the way. There's some bobtail ring, making spirit bright. What fun it is riding, sing and hey, jingle bells, bingo bells, jingle all the way. Ah! Michael Bublé fronting Van Halen. What do you reckon? Marcus, you're a Van Halen nut. What do you reckon? Michael Bublé coming in, fronting Van Halen. Hot for Santa. Ah, boy. There you go. So, what you got now? There. Oh, I hit my tinsel. Save me now. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be bright. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Two feel to sort of begin. Then Michael will give the Michael Bublé Orchestra will probably go to town with the middle section and hey! That's if Vinny was playing. There you go. So that's what happens there, you see. So that's, have yourself a merry little Christmas there. Now, what we've got, to start to wrap it up, I suppose. Well, I won't take extra long tonight, but get yourself one of these. Blues Brothers was on the other night. They were, what was Merv? Merv and the something tones? I don't know what someone will shout it out, but I can't hear it because I've got my plugs in. But, quando, butchered that too. There it is. So what you've got there is, oh God help me, one of the greats for the good old wedding receptions. You're going to have Christmas parties, sort of thing. Some of the beautiful people that I've met. I mean, I grew up, I was the only skip in my little group in Carlton when I was coming up. Everyone else was Italian and Greek and Maltese, mate, and all that. And Dad, he'd put me in the old car. He'd take the grog off to do the grog deliveries to the local RSLs and all that. And then he'd do some other little deliveries and all that sort of stuff. He couldn't get out of some of those places alive without a bowl of pasta and a couple of shots of grappa sort of thing. That was the 60s, mate. Now, Mr. John, you come in. Yeah, come on. We met, and as soon as you come in, Mama gets up, makes the coffee, puts the pot on the stove, coffee pot on the stove, away you go, and talk about their garden. He's coming home with his finocchio. Look at the tomatoes, and Easter when you've got to do the tomatoes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. is that you've got this wonderful camaraderie and this wonderful melting pot of all these different cultures and all that sort of stuff. And so these beautiful Christmas things, you'd be off to a reception, any chance to have a party, barbecue, grappa, sort of thing. You'd walk into the garage. I mean, the last thing an Italian garage was made for was for a car. You'd have the prosciutto, the mortadella, you'd have the grappa, you'd have the tomato machines and all that sort of stuff. You end up with the best tomato sauce in the world, but you couldn't look at it until June. You'd go Easter, you'd make the sauce, mate. You'd make the sauce, and you had so much tomato sauce wrapped around, you couldn't even look at it until June. That's what it was. And then when you did open up, Mama used to wash all the beer bottles. Do you remember all that stuff? And that's what it's all about, you see. Family. Alex Theatre family. You better watch out. You better not cry. His guitar killed your mama, I'm telling you why. Zappa Claus is coming to town. He writes a black page, he's checking it twice. He writes crazy music, it's naughty and nice. Zappa Claus is coming to town. Toads of the short forest will have a jubilee. They're gonna hook up with King Kong and ask, why does it hurt when I pee? I better not cry. Punky medals, pelts, and I'm telling you why. Zappa Claus is coming to town. Hey, Christmas. There you go. Now, Zappa Claus. Okay, so there it is there. There's my thing. Okay, I pulled that. I blew the cobwebs off it for last year's Zappadan. Do you know about that? I talked about it the other week. Zappadan is 4th of December when he went to the great gig in the sky. And on Monday is the 21st of December, which is his birthday, 21st of December 1940. And that's when we all have the big party. But we're going to have it a bit early, aren't we? There you go. I wonder if he got the one present deal because he was so close to Christmas. Little Frank. So here's a little present for you. Don't I get two like all my friends? If you have a birthday in June, you get a gift in June, but if you're close to December, you get one birthday and Christmas. You get one for two. It's a rip-off, I tell you. My birthday's Australia Day, and one of my aunties actually pulled that. I always remember that from when I was like 9. Sort of thing. Auntie Pat, not with us anymore, but anyway. God bless you, Auntie Pat, for just getting me one present when I was 9. I wasn't happy. Wonder if little Frankie Zappa got that as well, just one present, because it's so close to Christmas anyway. So anyway, when you're doing things like that, this popped up last week out of the blue with my friend dear Scott Haywood, actually the week before. So I thought I'd go down the track because I'm talking about these kinds of beats. I'm hamming it up a bit because it's Christmas and all this sort of stuff. And what a year we've had. You've got to have a laugh, right? And no matter what's happened, still at least cut yourself some slack and have a laugh. I mean, because even today is a special day because I put up a little thing before I came to the Alex Theatre for our dear George Christie. There you go, with the Pink Princess and that he went around town with, right here, there, Elephant and Wheelbarrow. He owned that joint once upon a time. Owned it, the band owned it, sort of thing. Oh, it's packed out, now it's closed down. Ha! What do you do? And what it is there's special days, and you just celebrate the people that are in your life, okay? And that's what we do. More than any other year, you find out who your friends are. You really do. And what happens is that when you're actually doing gigs like this, and then and normally this beautiful place would be packed, there'd be, editing cordial flowing freely, I tell you. Well, it is over there, but that's later on. But what happens is that you can't get out alive if you're a drummer looking for paid work, all that stuff. You can't get out alive without being ready for these things. No, coming in at a moment's notice. You know, can I have a press roll, please? Nah. Uncle Giuseppe, you win the prize. There you go. It's beautiful. I grew up with all that sort of stuff, and then I married into it. Married into a beautiful Italian family. There you go, sort of thing. And there you go. That was a time gone by. And then there's things you need to know when you're in a brass band, all that sort of stuff. But this... with a little bit of this and a little bit of that and gotta know it. Double bass drum version. I told the story about Ross. Ross said, what the hell are those? It's a DW5000 accelerator pedal. Gotta slow it down and chicken dance, I'm doing the chicken dance. Set crashes. Watch the mummers fall off the dance floor with that. Not. There you go. Il ballo di pollo, the dance of the chicken. There you go. So I'm going to wrap the show up. And this is a bolero. You don't know the names. Come, they told me a ruppa-pum-pum. It's Facechook live and ruppa-pum-pum. Melbourne Musos raps for another year. My name is Quinlan, ruppa-pum-pum, ruppa-pum-pum, ruppa-pum-pum. Thank you. Seriously, what a bloody year, eh? Hey, but what happens is that you really have a crack, you know, and you've got to keep that smile on your face no matter what. And I'd really like to thank you, all of you out there, so much for making it through the year. I've got a bunch of friends who made clips all year, that kind of thing. I had dear Scott Hayward. Scotty, mate, you're on the show. You would have been on the show tonight, but busy times. I mean, it's, you know, Christmas party night. It is, right over there, sort of thing. Scott Hayward with the One Take Charlies, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, boy, all the people. Marcus Sastamoyna, we've done some stuff together, and he's got a new album out, so please, there's the plug. There you are, and all that. And, of course, dear Michelle Kay and Andrew Marshall with the Nordic Adventures that we do, all that. Ronnie Smith, Beefheart Zappa, all that. You put up the Bogus Man today, Ron. The Bogus Man, fast as he can run. Roxy Music for your pleasure, 1972. Do the Strand Boys. That's Ron. And we're part of the Whatnots. Okay, and there you go. A little bit different there. And all that sort of stuff. So I hope that Ron can be part of all this in the new year. And a special thank you to some wonderful people that have put clip after clip together during the lockdown. The Remotes, led by Jeff Madden. Scott, again, introduced me to these wonderful guys. Dan McDonald on keyboards, what a wonder, and all that. And Stephen Tocci on drums, all that sort of business. And we all come in with, I'm a special guest and all that, but there's the core right there. Scott, Jeff, Dan, and Stephen, there you go. And the guests are amazing, sort of thing. I pinch myself sometimes. We really did that. Wow. All that sort of stuff, and that's the watch parties through the year. I did the Saturday night watch parties. So a little bit of an extended goodbye, just a little bit of a Merry Christmas to you all that sort of stuff. And I hope you got something out of this show. It's going to be up over the weekend as soon as the hangover wears off, and all that sort of business. But deck the halls with boughs of holly. Ba-dow. Hey! Hey! 2020 can kiss my hairy